This video is for you if you're looking for high-protein recipes, from scratch sugar-free desserts, and homemade baked goods. I know we all have those moments of no inspiration, or we just need to have dinner on the table fast and easy, but you still have standards. You want it to be healthy, nourishing, and delicious, and I've got you covered. So in this video, I'm going to show you some recipes that I really love, that are super easy and fun to make, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy them. Starting with a fulfilling appetizer, which is a great spring option because it has a lot of fresh herbs. If you don't like to eat liver, I truly believe that this recipe will make you enjoy it. You only need budget-friendly ingredients that are probably already in your pantry. I start by boiling some water in a pan. Here I have about a pound of chicken liver, but you can use beef or lamb if it's easier for you. It will take about 15 to 20 minutes to boil. Meanwhile, I prepare the rest of the ingredients. Chop a bunch of dill as small as you can. We need a lot of green. The flavor is just so nice. I add it to a bowl and set it aside. For the liver, I add about a teaspoon of salt, cover with a lid and let it cook. I'm happy to use fresh green onions from the market. It really brings spring into the dishes. For this, we chop it very thin. We'll need a bunch as well. And finally, chop a bunch of cilantro too. I know it's a lot of green, but you'll see that the taste really enhances this dish. I add the cilantro next to the dill. The green onion stays separate on a plate. This dish has a bit of crunch in it, which comes from the peppers.
Very hot, yes. You're happy? I feel like cooking is a real adventure every day. Thank you.
We'll need to finely chop 2 red peppers.
With the red pepper,
I set them next to the onion. In a separate pan, I add about 2-3 tablespoons of olive oil. Then the onion and pepper to saute for about 4 to 5 minutes. As I advance in my pregnancy, I do my best to prioritize cooking in the morning when I have lots of energy, and I cook while I still enjoy some of my coffee. In a plate, I add 2 egg whites that I had left over from last night. I used the yolks in a soup, and I add another 4 eggs.
3.
You can use 5 eggs for this.
4. Bravo!
I mix them well, then I add them on top of the herbs. The liver is boiled enough now, so I move it to a cutting board and chop it into small cubes. Normally, I would have to let it cool down a bit to make the pieces nicer. I don't really have the time for that. It's going to look nice. It's just not as perfect as a chef would make it. It's more of a realistic mother version. I promise it is very delicious. The kids don't really like liver normally, but cooked this way, it's a different story.
Where is your sippy cup?
Sippy cup is warm.
You can go and bring it. Okay, let's add this on top. What?
I add the liver to the egg mixture, then sauteed onion and pepper. I should have used a bigger bowl, but we'll make it work. I season with 2 teaspoons of paprika and 1 teaspoon of salt, then give it a mix. I wish you could smell this. It's such a nice combo of these herbs with a sauteed onion.
You can bring me a bigger bowl? Aww. Okay, hi. Now let's add this into our baking sheet.
Once I transfer the mixture into my baking sheet, I bake at 320 Fahrenheit for about 40 to 50 minutes.
Mommy, pass your final ball.
Oh we found the bowl. Thank you.
Mommy, pink ball ice.
Thank you.
Mommy, pass pink.
Okay, we'll use it for the muffins, okay?
Mommy, why should she pink? You will see it. You're gonna say goodbye. I use it.
Once it's ready, ideally let it cool down to be able to get nice, even slices when you cut it. You can see it looks beautiful and the taste, I'm telling you, it's going to make you love eating liver. There's no cooking from scratch without a good soft homemade bread. We'll add lukewarm water. I add a bit of milk to make it soft. This is optional but highly recommended. Followed by active dry yeast and a teaspoon of salt. Then start adding flour, half a cup at a time. My goal is to start making a sourdough starter, but because we travel so much, I can't really just travel with it. Or I don't know, can I? Is there anyone out there doing it? I'm curious because I know you have to feed it every day and it's pretty much like having another baby to worry about. We'll make it work with yeast. Ideally, you have all the flour you need right next to you. I realized with my messy hands that I needed more. It's quite easy, just knead by hand until you get a nice ball, then let it rest until it doubles in size.
You help with this, yes.
See, no tea, cause the mat bed.
Because for Easter we got to enjoy desserts, we've been craving sweets a lot, and I like to have a healthy sugar-free snack on hand for the kids. The only thing I dislike about this recipe is that it disappears fast. I never have leftovers, even for the evening. Start by peeling 3 bananas, then mash them well.
Morning, Paisa.
Good morning.
Morning, Dada. Morning, Dada.
Crack an egg, mix well, add sour cream or yogurt, frozen berries, cinnamon, some flour, and a bit of baking soda.
You're welcome.
Mix it very well.
2.
Because of the travel life, I don't have a muffin baking tray, but if I fill the paper liners about halfway, they don't change shape almost at all. So I pour 1 spoon in each, then bake for about 15 minutes at 320 Fahrenheit. My bread dough is ready for shaping. I dust some flour on the parchment paper, shape it into a nice loaf, add it to the baking sheet, and I love covering it with sesame seeds. 20 minutes at 450 Fahrenheit, then another 20 minutes at 220 Fahrenheit. I made a mistake of over baking it by about 5 minutes because I got distracted with the kid, but it was still very delicious and we all enjoyed it. Now I don't know what your favorite soup is, but I fell in love with this one. Veggies, herbs, and some meat is all you need. Start by boiling some water in a pan. Here I have about 2 pounds of beef chunks that I cut into smaller pieces just to boil faster. You can use any protein of your choice. If it has bones, even better. Let it boil for about 40 minutes without bones and about an hour and a half if it has bones. Add about a teaspoon of salt, cover and let it boil. We chop 2 red peppers and set them aside. Finally, chop an onion. In a pan, add 2-3 tablespoons of olive oil and in goes the onion to saute for about 7 minutes with the peppers. From time to time, you will have to skim the foam from the meat. Chop some carrots into small cubes. Here I have about 3 and add them to the mixture to saute for a few minutes along with about half of a celery root cut into cubes. I add this to the mixture too. Saute for about another 2 minutes, then move on to the herbs. For this soup, it's very important to use Lovage. It really enhances the soup, so it's not really an optional ingredient because it really brings a special flavor. Once you have a bunch of it, add it to a bowl. Then chop a lot of green onion and add that too. We also need a bunch of finely chopped cilantro. Just trust me, these greens make such a big difference. I leave the greens in a bowl for now. My meat is fully boiled. I chop it into roughly small pieces, then add them back to the soup, followed by the vegetables. Give it a quick mix, then I let them cook for another 20 minutes or so. A very important step now is to mix 200 grams of sour cream with 2 egg yolks. I season the soup with some salt. I bring some of the hot broth into the sour cream first so the eggs don't curdle. Once the mixture is warm, I add it to the soup. Give it a nice mix and let it cook on low heat for another minute or so. Then turn off the heat and add the herbs. You can see how beautiful it is. Feel free to leave it like that, but I recommend adding 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Served warm or even cold, it is delicious, so refreshing and high protein. This video really focuses on high protein. You might already recognize the recipe style, but this one has beef liver that I boil for about 20 to 30 minutes. This time I grate 1 carrot, finely chop a bunch of cilantro and a bunch of dill. Cut 2 red peppers into small pieces. In a bowl, I crack 4 eggs, then add the dill and cilantro on top. In a pan, I heat 3 tablespoons of olive oil, then saute the carrot, some green onion, the red pepper, and 2 minced garlic cloves. Once the carrot mixture is sauteed, I add it to the herbs and eggs and give it a mix. The liver is fully boiled now. I honestly like it more than the chicken liver. It's juicier, less dry, and has more nutrients. I cut the liver into small cubes. This one doesn't crumble as easily as the chicken liver. Don't get me wrong, both recipes are amazing. I just slightly prefer this one. Once I'm finished chopping, I add it to the mixture, season with salt, black pepper, and a teaspoon of paprika. Give it a really good mix, then add it to the baking sheet. Bake for about 35 to 40 minutes at 320 Fahrenheit until the egg is fully cooked. Now that you have all these high protein meal ideas, make sure to watch these easy dinner ideas that will save you hours in the kitchen.